that off. In the first race of Galway 23, the Galway Bay Hotel and the Galman 4-year-old novice hurdle over 2 miles and 9 flights. They go uphill to the first. It's Your Runner leading out over the first Dark Note. They're followed by Samurai and Mystical Power, keenly going up in between horses as they make the bend, and Dark Note presses ahead of Your Runner, Samurai, improving on the inside Mercury Mission, followed by Mystical Power racing together, Gordon's Aura and Hypotenuse. Keep Telling Them Nothing next on the outside, followed downhill by JJZ. After them is Cosmic Blizzard, Blue Reed last but one, and Mark Set Go is the overall back marker. Tightly grouped coming towards the second flight. Dark Note, winner of his last 2 races, makes the bend to the second flight, leading Your Runner, Mercury Mission, followed then by Samurai, who jumped up well to dispute third place, and then Gordon's Aura, Mystical Power, shuffled back to mid-division alongside his Hypotenuse, a couple of lengths to JJZ as they come in for flight number 3. Dark Note in front of Your Runner, then Mercury Mission, Samurai, Hypotenuse next, and then Gordon's Aura, Mystical Power, a couple of lengths to JJZ, and then Keep Telling Them Nothing with the back 3, a Circuit of Race, Cosmic Blizzard, Blue Reed and Mark Set Go. Circuit of Race, 6 flights left to jump. Dark Note and Keen Quirk in front. From Your Runner, Rachel Blackmore in third place is Mercury Mission and Shane Fitzgerald and Samurai. Gordon Zara jumped a position in front of Hypotenuse and then Mystical Power. Break of 3 lengths to JJZ and then Keep Telling Them Nothing. Blue Reed on the outside of Cosmic Blizzard, being followed past halfway by Marks at Go. Going to the flight just after the turn, it's Dark Note extending the advantage to less than 2 lengths. Your Runner's second, disputing the third Mercury Mission on the inside of Samurai, being followed by Hypotenuse as they quickly go towards the next flight, 7 furlongs from the finish. Dark Note leads Your Runner, followed by Samurai, Mercury Mission on the inside. Mystical Power's hurdling hasn't been fluent over the last 2 flights as Dark Note returns to their point of departure in a lead of a length. Your Runner's second, Mercury Mission just third from Samurai, and then Hypotenuse, who's taking closer order. Races on to the heels of the leaders, then Gordon Zara and Mystical Power. The flight, which was their first, is 3 from the finish, Dark Note. Yet to be headed leads Your Runner to the 5 furlong point, followed by Samurai and Mercury Mission, the rail. They're followed downhill into the dip by Hypotenuse. Then Gordon Zara and Mystical Power. Pushed along behind them is JJZ. Good run of the second last flight, and it's Dark Note with queuing up and behind Your Runner, Samurai, Mercury Mission, Hypotenuse and Mystical Power are closing together. Pushed along is JJZ and touches Gordon Zara as they head for the second last flight. And the Galway Bay Hotel and the Galman 4-year-old novice. Dark Note joined by an improving Samurai. Making ground on the outside is Mystical Power, the white cap. Then Mercury Mission and Hypotenuse next, the second last. Not much between 3. Samurai made a mistake. Dark Note now challenged round the home turn by Mystical Power as these kick away by 2.5 lengths to Samurai. Then Mercury Mission and Hypotenuse next. And coming off the bend for the final flight, it's Mystical Power coming there very strongly from Mark Walsh to head the long-time leader, Dark Note, who hit the final flight hard under Keen Quirk, and then comes Samurai and Jack Kennedy, but up the hill it's Mystical Power preserving his unbeaten record on the Western Circuit as he wins impressively the first race of Galway 23 for Mark Walsh, Willie Mullins. Second, Samurai, Mercury Mission came for the third out of Dark Note.
Mark Walsh just joins me now after winning our opening race to the 2023 Galway Festival. He looks very excited.
Yeah, and I think there's plenty of improvement to come in him as well. He was very raw still. He was keen over the first of me and keen down the hill, so I just pulled him back in behind horse to get cover, get him settled, and he settled fine. But just once he jumped this hurdle here by the stands, he got left on his own a little bit. He's just a little bit idle on his own, but the third last I missed it, but I got up inside the lads, and once I got racing with horses, he came back on the bridle and barged his way out kind of down to the second last, and he was back on the bridle again. He
really locked on, didn't he? He's probably just green. He was just a little bit lost in the midway part of the race because he was taking on more experienced rivals.
That's it, exactly. 5 winners in the race today. As I say, just when I was left on my own here, he just got idle. But once I got him in amongst the horses again, he came back on the bridle, and done nicely.
And obviously, you made a couple of novice mistakes as well, which you would expect first run over hurls. He's going to improve in every sense of the word.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, he does jump great. I schooled him last week. Just first run now against experienced novices. Now he will improve definitely.
Great stuff. Ground wise, what's it like? Is it very soft?
It's not. Well, look, we the first of the ground, we the freshest ground. I'd call it Eden. Some are soft in places. Now the lads that later on when it's open up might call it different, but it's like a carpet to us.
And a quick word, decks came out for the Galway Plate. You're bidding to win it for the third time. Bob Lingo, the first a good few years ago, in early doors, a couple of years ago. You're on Sealed on the Edge.
That's it, yeah, Sealed on the Edge. He's a nice way at 10-6. He was running alright in the top of him until I fell off in the second half, so I'm hopeful of a good run.
And of course, last time you won in him was a novice chase at Punchestown back in February, I think, wasn't it?
Not this season, the season before, yeah. So he has the form, just his blinkers on for a reason. Just have to get the best out of him.
Good stuff. Well done.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yes, Willie Mullins joins me now to winning the opening race of the 2023 Galway Festival, Mystical Power. I think a touch of a wow factor after that performance.
Yes, he blew me away anyhow. I imagine if he hadn't run in Ballinrobe, I know he won in Ballinrobe, but if he hadn't run there, everyone would have come here today and said, wow, first time up over hurdles. No more than his mother did. I think her second race to win was here in Galway. So he's following in her footsteps. Hopefully he can get most of the way she went. But that was a different calibre performance, I think, today. Probably, a horse first time out going to Ballinrobe, that's 150 miles from our place, in the lorry up there, the whole day there. And just kind of settle some horses, and maybe that's what happened to him that day, and he just wasn't impressive. He got the job done, but wasn't impressive.
He was workmanlike, wasn't he, to settle?
He was very workmanlike. I mean, we were even disappointed from his homework, what he did in Ballinrobe. But today he showed us more than he'd ever shown me at home. So that's good as well. He obviously likes jumping. He made 3 or 4 mistakes there, but there was never any doubt about him falling or anything. He found a leg, and the Bulger did a lot of schooling with him when he was at home. And Enda said he was very good, and any bits of schooling we did with him too, we were very happy with how he schooled. I think there's a lot more to come.
What were you expecting coming here today with that and the Ballinrobe win in the back of your mind?
Well, looking at the Ballinrobe win, looking at all the weather and wondering, can I get up here, walk the track in time to withdraw him because the ground was too soft. Looking for excuses maybe to pull out. But of course, me, wouldn't be here in time to walk the track anyhow.
Definitely not. They're probably on the way to the start, you were right.
Oh, not quite. No, I did get here a bit earlier. But anyhow, I spoke to Mark. It was the first race on the first day, so we had the best of the ground for the whole week. So I said, we got to take his chance. He was going to get experience anyhow, and I wanted to go down this jumping route rather than go down the flat route. And he'll novice hurdle for the year. He can go back maybe and try and win a flat race next year or two. But I think, he might. It's a bit early to be talking about the Royal Bond, but that sort of performance puts him in that sort of picture. I think that's where I'm going to weigh him now, anyhow.
Definitely, he's going to learn a lot from it because he was taking on more experienced rivals, 5 previous winners with a lot more jumping experience in that race.
Yeah, the depth of the field was very good for summer racing, as you would expect for Galway. 3 or 4 previous winners with lots of experience. He was coming here first time out, and that's a big question to ask any young horse. He's only 4 as well. So I think he answered all the questions.
Definitely. Moving on to the big amateur handicap, the Connacht Hotel Amateur Handicap. You have 4 runners in it, of course. Last year's 3rd and 4th as well. Patrick's on lots of joy.
Yeah, a lot of joy. I think the ground will suit. It'll bring her stamina into question. She has a lot of weight. I think she has every chance. Maze Runner ran a cracker here last year. Charlie's £7 claim will be huge for a horse like him. Then the other 2 horses both have Jody rides Scaramanga. His form in the Zarbies last year and his form in America put him in this race with a good chance. All this rain wouldn't help him, but I think he stays well enough. And our 4th runner has a good chance, has a nice chance as well.
He loves around here. I know he's getting on in years. Whiskey Sour, he's a 4-time winner around Galway.
He won around here. He's a 4-time winner. I knew he'd won twice anyhow, yeah. And he's won this race before, but it's very hard to ask a horse that age maybe to win it. But probably good each way. Get a good run for your money, Galway horses are Galway horses.
Good stuff. And runner in the bumper then as well, 3rd and debut.
Yeah, working very well at home all week. I'm concerned about the rain. I mean, I thought he was he probably likes a bit better ground, but maybe all the horses that are in this race will want better ground. So he'll handle it, I'm sure.
Good stuff. And just finally, I know it's going to be a busy week for you. The declarations come out for the Galway Plate on Wednesday. You're well represented.
Yeah, 4 runners, all with a nice chance. I think Ciel Denege, Paul Ray, then there's Easy Game,
Kilcrot Paul.
Kilcrot and Chris Jones' horse then. Yeah, so it's, you know, he has a nice chance too, I think. So they all have chances, yeah.
Blinkers on first time in Ciel Denege. Off a good weight, 10-6.
He has a real racing weight, and I think Chris's horse has a racing weight as well. Fighter Allen.
Fighter Allen, that's it, yes.
Yeah, we'd be no good on a quiz team, would we?
Definitely not. And a word about Kilcrot, obviously defying, he's near enough top weight.
Yeah, it's going to be big question out of him to answer here, but he ran well in Punchestown, and that race is always a good pointer for the Galway Plate.
Great stuff, well done, you're off to a good start for the week. Best of luck for the remainder.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Cheers.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.